I would love to show you RevIQ and introduce you to Barry, which is RevIQ's intelligence layer. Before we jump in, just one quick thing. Everything you're about to see is live. There are no static reports, no snapshots. This is the system thinking in real time. All right, let me log in. You'll notice I still have a traditional dashboard here on the left, and that's intentional. Because people are creatures of habit. We're used to working a certain way, and anything new can feel uncomfortable at first. But what you'll see is you don't actually need to live in dashboards anymore. Everything can be done through Ask Barry. This is where the system becomes useful. And one thing I want to point out here, RevIQ is system agnostic. So whether you're using Epic, Advanced MD, or Athena, those systems stay exactly as they are. They remain your system of record. RevIQ sits on top of that, pulls the data, analyzes it in real time, and helps you make decisions. So let's go into Barry. What is the total denied amount? Right now, there's $153,650 sitting in denied claims. That's revenue that's already been earned, but hasn't been collected. And to be fair, most systems can show you this number. But this is where things start to change. Right now, we're in analysis mode. So Barry is just giving us a clear answer. No digging, no filtering, just the number immediately. But this is still just information. Let me show you the difference. Now we switch to action mode. Same data, but now it's focused on what actually needs to be done. Instead of just totals, you're seeing priorities. What matters most, what's recoverable, and what your team should do next. And if we go back to analysis, this is where understanding starts. Are there any high priority or urgent items? Now this is where it shifts. Instead of just totals, you're immediately seeing what needs attention. This is prioritized based on dollar impact, recovery probability, aging, and what's actually actionable. So instead of scanning reports, you're being directed to what matters. And each item isn't just a number. It tells you what it is, why it matters, and what to do next. What is the denial count and aging breakdown? We're looking at $128,450 here. Now the number hasn't changed, but the perspective has. Now we're isolating what's already aging. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. This is where recovery starts getting harder. Same dollars, but now you can see what's actually at risk. This is where things start slipping if nothing gets done. What are the top reasons these claims are being denied? Now you start to see patterns. Coverage issues, documentation gaps, and this is important. Because if you don't fix the root cause, you don't just lose money once, you keep recreating the same denials over and over again. This isn't answering the question. It's telling us what we missed. So now we understand what's happening and why it's happening. Now let's talk about what to actually do. What actions should my team take right now? Now this is where Barry separates completely. This is the difference between seeing the problem and actually controlling the outcome. Now we move into action mode. Same system, same data, but now it's thinking in terms of execution, what needs to be done, in what order, and where your team should focus. So instead of reacting, your team is working with direction. Barry organizes the work, prioritizes it, and makes it clear what to do next. I want to shift to what really matters here. Your bottom line. If I combine what's already denied and what's aging, what's my total financial exposure right now? Here we see $364,410. This is the number most systems never show you. This isn't theoretical. This is your revenue sitting in limbo. Right now, most systems break this apart. Barry gives you the full picture. So instead of guessing, you actually know what's at risk. Now that we have that, there's really only one question left. Where should we focus first to recover the most revenue? Now you're not just seeing problems, you're seeing ranked opportunities. What to work on first based on impact, probability, and urgency. So instead of asking, what happened to our revenue? You can answer, where is it stuck? What's at risk? And what do we do about it? Right now. And that's really the difference. Barry isn't just data. It's not just insight. It's decision-making in real time